Right, here we go again, broadcasting live from Lowe's. No, I'm not a prankster. I just tell the truth all day long. They don't want to tell the truth. I'll tell the truth to everybody. So the issue is that law enforcement was blackmailed by very wealthy narcotics distributors, drug distributors. Maybe easier for me to say, sex traffickers, and took money. If you won't go corrupt, they'll put you out at a certain point. You a criminal. And said the national security police around. They have FBI units and CIA units that will harass former government employees. Who's just waiting for them to call broadcasting or just stuttering along. So that's really what's going on. In droves in that war because they're all criminals. The real criminals, the ones that cause crime, the ones that won't let honest people live a peaceful life. And that's really what's going on. To be able to hire people to crime of the United America on our soil that are protected by law, but are no longer protected by law. Let's see what this is here. It looks like yeah. What is that? That's a problem. I bet you this company has better boards. Oh, that's rough. Let me see here. That's what we got. Can you hear it? Turn it up there. That's kind of weird. Weird. I can't believe they don't have that quality wood they used to have. It's just a sign of the times. Price and decrease the quality. I wonder if they have any better wood somewhere. Am I missing something? Well, look around a little bit here. I remember better quality. There's a great price. I could do it better. Let's see what we got here. 1 by 8 cost me $10. what I think it is for some reason, and you would think it'd be the other way around. The bigger board, wait, no, yeah, the bigger board's a little better. Let me look. Maybe I'll find some. Oh, here's a different company. Could be the they were able to pull me out. So obviously they're cursing me. They don't want me to record what I'm actually saying in a store versus what they could be saying when I'm saying. At a certain point, I'm just going to give in and take what I got and build it. Now, don't take that as me giving in. You don't falsify yourselves. You're all never going to get up from what you did to me. And if I could destroy you today with power, I would do it. I'll never act out physically, and I've never acted out physically, but I will act out metaphysically as God directs, and that's just the way it is when devils are controlling the world. You got to get rid of all the money first so they can all boo-hoo and say maybe we need to do it a different way because $1 million in the bank isn't enough for them. They'll start boo-hooing somewhere around $1 million because they don't have 10 million. They're just junk people, criminal people that took over the world, and that's why the world is the way it is today. I'll tell you, the wood is so horrible anymore. Used to be such better wood 5 years ago. So much better wood before. The piece I actually found the other day, it ended up getting cracked. It's a pretty good piece. If I tried sanding this, I'd probably whittle it away to nothing. Or I have to put a layer, put a layer of putty on top. I mean, oh. I'm gonna paint it, so I think I can get away with this one. Maybe the wood was stain grade and with a little bit more, maybe a little bit more money. Or no, that's probably what they did. They raised the price of the paint grade and got rid of the stain grade. That's probably what happened. Now I used to buy, I guess it was stain grade, even though it was like pieced together wood, like butcher block look. I think it was quality wood. They don't sell it anymore. It's probably like $300 a board. Now I gotta be careful because they're pushing me to have to come back again and return it. So I'll make sure there's nothing too bad on here. All right, am I being heard out there? What happens is there's a volume button in the app that I'm using to broadcast, and if I adjust it, I don't think it does anything because on an Android it doesn't have that control. But it makes me think I'm doing something. So I put this thing on, and it has volume controls for me. That's an evil world. Evil beyond any of your possible nightmares or even something. It, so the church thinks, oh, we're doing good. We're ruling people into this person. We're helping the cops test somebody. But what they did is they overcome the church as Jesus had, perceived in its operation. You're no longer there to heal anybody or to destroy them. And then they'll say, well, that's because Satan. No, they're not Satan. That's what you and they're doing to people when they come in to be healed in a church. And they may not even know that that's what they're there for. All they know is that they've had the calling to go to your church, and then you're going to do something psychologically. That's what it is. It's psychologization. It's not some secret technique. You know what it's like? That abused women or make up some fib story to get in there to have that sex. I'm serious. I'm not, but I'm against. I'm not. I mean, not against, but I'm for a relationship in sex, and then make it something that you're going to one day get married or whatever that is. That's my when I talk to young people, and this is where because a lot of them, you can't if you say something outside of what they want to hear, they'll tune you out. So you have to sneak in with something to get them to the next level of something. So what I say is, you shouldn't have sex until you get married. And I said, but you probably won't listen to me if I tell you that, because all your friends are telling you something different. I said, but if you're ever going to have sex, make sure it's somebody that you're going to marry, and not one of these gamey people that make you think that it's all, a wonderful future for the both of you when they're uh, actually planning just to have sex for 6 months and then make a fight with you and say it was all you and they're leaving. That's generally how a lot of guys do it. That's really what dating is. Have sex with somebody until you want to have sex with someone else, and then you make your partner have a fight with you, and then you leave. That's what they do. So I tell them just focus on somebody that, and again, if you listen to what I say, they should get with God, and that's the first part of it. 100%. If they get with God, then they have better guidance than me for their own life. Because as weird as it sounds, God may have to have a woman or a man have sex with somebody so that they can get married. That's the world we live in. So, although God believes in one thing, if God can get a relationship together between two people and say, ominous, bominous, you're both married, right? And they might have sex before that time. But then again, a lot of people are treacherous. So God, you may think God wants you to do something, then it's actually something else. So you have to be careful in relationships with others. So you have sex out of wedlock, but on the planet we're in, you may not even get to a marriage until you have sex a couple of times. Secret society rulers should not have the ability to get married. So God say, what they'll say is, well, God doesn't want people. No, He doesn't. But He doesn't want people to be alone either. It's not good for people to be alone. So, in some people, if they don't become a gay person, they won't be with anybody. So God understands the trouble that was created by the people I speak about, and that includes law enforcement, that includes intelligence officers, that includes this store's a mess, man. I can't get around this store. All right, there's a spirit with me. That guy that I was speaking to may have been a spirit, but I'm not sure. But he just told me the store's a mess, man. Check out this. I think I got everything else for the basic. I guess I need some screws or something. What do I have at home? Let me think. Because I went with larger wood just to make that base cap heavier. If I was in an apartment, I'd actually be getting columns and stuff. It's just they're making columns. Actually, I'd buy some dowel wood and get some nice looking capitals for the top of the dowel wood, but I just don't have a way in there. That also kind of sidetracked me. It may have been their curse that sidetracked me because they want me to spend more money on it or something like that. Well, that's who I am. And again, I don't walk around town generally speaking like that. I used to have headphones and I put the headphones on and then I talk to the spirits that way. But, or speak to if I speak. They change, dumbing down what I say. Again, my vocabulary is atrocious compared to what it was because they are using witchcraft and spycraft to change, even to change my verbiage and how I speak. They know it's like a prisoner of war camp in an open community. There's no lie. I got, the only way I'm going to get better is if I buy two 1x8s or buy a 1x8 like the edge. I put a yeah, but the block won't cover it. That won't work. I guess I just have to sand it a bit. But it doesn't look that much. Or looks pretty good. Even cut. They cut it like 5 blades. 16. I think before, but it was even better if I'm not mistaken. Right. But this one actually is good. This is really strange because you would think the wood of the same quality, which I think it's the same quality. Right. The knots are tighter on this. So that's probably what happened. They're letting less quality board through. I'll just have to go with it. I can't sit here forever waiting. It's only on the top anyway, so nobody's really gonna see it. I just don't want to seam, on spot. And it's gonna be like a 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch seam on the side. But I don't. I mean, I could run a molding up it, but I don't want to do it. I just want a one piece, and I want to put my blocks where I want to put them, and I want to put my stars of David and all that Hebrew lettering the way God tells me to do it. Actually, not the way I want it. Let me get through here if I can. All right, thank you. So again, the reality is they're not going after criminals, and that's the bottom line. And every time they try to put that out there, I'm going to refute it. Bottom line, the real criminals are out there having great lives, and there are people that are in other communities that are afraid of them. The Latino community is afraid of these people because the cops back them. So you have these. Not only are they coming around backing the private eyes that are harassing my life, and maybe a federal task force of bullshit, they're actually uh, called the coyotes. And I did it under Trump. I seen it grow under Trump more. Now somebody could have made that an illusion, but I really don't think so. So, the political types will always say, but they're not really backing it. It's an illusion. That's their shtick. They could be the biggest, you know, drug dealer on earth, but yet they're the Republican that goes to church. Nobody questions them because they live in $1 million house and tithe, $100,000 a year. But that's nothing. That's not real. All right, I just got to get on out of here. I'll find the rest of my stuff later. I think I got enough stuff. I haven't needed the screws. I think I have. Actually, I don't. I want screws that go below. So I need to look at screws one time. Hardware, there it is. So I need to get some screws that'll go through the 0.75 board. Well, a buy one is actually 0.75. And then I'll be able to, where are the screws at? I'm in hardware, but it doesn't look right. Right there. So I need those ones that you can sink down below. I'll go in maybe like a 1/4 inch. So that tells me about a 1 inch to 1 1/4. What do we got here? Oh, it's not there. Either them, but I need to. Okay, there's a big box. All right, so so I need here's 1 1/4. So if it's 0.75, it's 1.5 inches, right? I should. You know what? As screwy as this board is, I probably should get a tape measure and make sure it's 0.75. Next thing you know, I'll buy a 1.5 inch screw and go right through it, through two of them, hit the other side. This one's a number 8 should be fine for this project. Let me see. What if I went with a 1 1/4? Actually, I don't want 1.5. I want 1 1/4. Number 8, 1 1/4. Shouldn't go through it. Let me see what it looks like when I hold it up next to it. That's close. Heelers guy. Heelers guy's just short though. No, I'm open. God got me open. Like I said last night, everybody was afraid, and it looked like. And again, I didn't make a judgment call. I just witnessed what happened. So I guess God's going to crush the rule. He wants me to be able to see. I could go with an inch, but I'm going to countersink it, and then I'm going to putty over top. Plastic wood over top. Putty's different. Everybody calls it putty, but putty stays malleable. I guess it doesn't harden. I sat there one time. I was trying to wait for the putty to harden years ago. I'm like, why isn't this hardening? I was fixing not threshold, the door frame, and where the door where the lock goes in. I can't remember how it all worked, but the door worked great when I was done. So these places I live, I do a lot of work for the management, believe it or not. I never call them in to do any work. I don't need I don't need them complaining. You think it would be the other way, right? Meanwhile, while I'm there for the cops to let them in all the time and all that stuff. Yeah, these 1 1/4s look scary. Like they're gonna be too long. Or let me think. Oh, I just thought of something. I'm not doing it that way. Right. I just remembered something. Right. They probably look scary for a reason. Because I'm going to use what size did I buy? I think I bought 3/4 inch, or is it a 1/2 inch? I can't remember. I got dowels out in the vehicle. You know what? I'm just going to go into the dowel. I have square dowels, and I'm gonna build like the frame underneath, and then attach the sideboards to the dowels. So I probably don't even want one. 8x1 would probably be good. Right. That's why they look scary. You see, that's what's supposed to happen for us in life. They look scary and go, wait a minute. They destroyed that. They destroyed the genius. They destroyed the sea. But they're rich, so they think everything is okay. I don't work fine because I'm gonna countersink it. It's gonna be down about like a 16th to an eighth of an inch. Right. And then I'm gonna put it over top. Actually, I think that's even further than countersinking. I'm gonna put it down underneath. So what's going on in Texas there? That the safe state. All the neighborhood watch putting people out of their communities and won't let them stay there and live in peace. That safe community down there. And they'll go, oh no, the trouble is because people don't do that. It's a big scam. Well, so the Lord was able to get through a message to me. That's what that was. Where the one and a quarters looked scary. Right? They didn't look right, but needed 1 inch. Wow, they're busy. Big, big, busy day here at Lowe's. Broadcast live from Lowe's in Kansas. So again, as they're making people alienated against one another, and they're using psychology that's called spy. And that's why you have the QAnoners over here and you have the wokers over there. That's a construct. The world used to be together because the government and the rich people that are part of this theft of society and peace from everybody's life. Because if you want peace, you got to do what they want, but it's not real peace. It's just you're less edgy for a period of time until they call you up to hate someone else, and that's what's going on in the world. It's very corrupt, very criminal. And there is no political parties. It's a scam. They're all part of the same thing, but they're fighting one another as what? As gangland warfare. That's what we're experiencing in the United States. Sir, do you need to get over here? So we're experiencing a type of gangland warfare. How do I know this? Because I studied this. I was in the federal government. That was part of what we did. Is we dealt with organized crime criminals. And what's going on now is a what we would call a spycraft. Now, years ago, our people would go to Russia, would go to different countries and do that. Now they work them in what's called a shadow remuneration system. So you can't tell that they're being paid by like Vladimir or the Ukrainians. Again, somebody like Biden, he's out working it. These people are like shadow. So why is Joe Biden associated with that nation? Because they want to scam. This isn't working. I put you all down. Oop, up. And because if Joe Biden believes we're talking about him when we talk about people making money from the Ukraine, or Trump thinks we're talking about him when we're speaking about Russia, then they'll fight us from investigating the real criminals, the real people that are allowing drug distribution, and the people that are allowing sex trafficking to go on in your community are also in the government fighting it. But the people that pay them the extra little remuneration get to do it. Oh, I don't think I can do my 10% on here. You have to go to an actual. They call that a stain grade panel. I can't believe it. Okay, so how much am I going to lose? Like a buck 50. No, you can't use the discount here. Well, I'm here. I might as well do it. But that shows me something else. If you see, that would tell you that somebody cursed me from getting this credit. Otherwise, it would just fall into my lap. So at a certain point, God lows for extending something and then it not being real. Wait, what happened? I thought it. Look, it's too late. I'm not going to the other thing. I had to do it the other day. I'm not doing it now. So again, that's what would happen. God would see it as a Ponzi scheme or a scam. So you can actually be offered something by somebody, and then they renege somehow on it. Like you can get a free product from somebody, and then in turn, they like crashes and get real stuff that entity is corrupt. Like right now, hovering around are all the people that could have gave. the military discount if I went to their counter, but it was supposed to just happen, and it didn't just happen. Life just happens, I'm telling you. If it doesn't happen, then somebody's taking it away, or somebody's corrupt. Well, I'm going to have to hang up here because it's kind of windy and it's probably going to get a little crazy. Praise God in all that you do. Praise God.